Hello, my name is Caitlin, and it's been a while, and as my winter depression turns into regular depression, I thought I would talk about Lore Olympus, a webtoon comic that's just about to be ending. Hopefully I can get this out before the last chapter releases, without a fast pass. Because I used to be a pretty decent fan of this comic. It wasn't the reason I downloaded the app. I downloaded the app because of Curse Princess Club, and that wrapped up a few months ago. And it was so good, and there's a few other good ones I like. Most of it I don't. I thought the comic started out pretty strongly. I really enjoyed Persephone as a character. I enjoyed that she was someone really sheltered, and that she was going to Olympus and trying to live her life and go to college and gain new experiences. And her story, mostly the first season of this comic, I like. Mostly I like, because there are a few things in it that didn't enjoy overall, like how people constantly give Persephone clothes, and it's a good thing when they give her clothes, but it's a bad thing when her mother gives her clothes, because then it's controlling, but everyone else makes her wear things. Oh yeah, they're just being nice. That aside, and I don't like Hades as a love interest. He's creepy, he's full of trauma and issues, and I think he's only attracted to Persephone because of his mommy issues. But Persephone herself, I liked. I liked when she went to college. I was invested in following her story after what happened with her and Apollo and how she was dealing with it. She was naive from being sheltered, but she liked to learn. She wanted to go to college. She didn't have any money, so she dumpster dived for a laptop. And even though she was sweet and naive, she had spunk. When she was getting sick of Apollo and she saw the opportunity to steal his harp, she did. And she concocted this 100-year plan where she was going to slowly destroy and vandalize the harp and make him suffer, trying to wonder what happened to it. The plan doesn't last that long, but that was okay. It was an idea she had, and she tried to follow through on it. She tries to stand up to Apollo, and he blackmails her. And although she runs away, she's still trying to make it on her own. She has next to no money. She gets a motel room. She tries to make a plan. She tries to make a better life for herself, and she'll deal with her mother afterwards. Season 2 is where I just started changing my mind about her. It's where I start to get more critical of the comic, especially with Minthal, or Minty. I'm going to call her Minty, Hades' girlfriend who he was still with and trying to be exclusive with, while he was also pursuing Persephone and having an emotional affair with her. And fans, they just have this blind hatred towards Minty, just oh yeah, she's awful. Oh, I love that when Persephone turned her into a plant thing. But she didn't do anything that wrong. She wanted to help expose Persephone's dark secret and all that. And we're shown that she did have a troubled life growing up. Hades took care of her, but she was also mean to him because she didn't want to be queen. She couldn't take the pressure. She didn't like how she was treated like trash from the other gods. And her ending is just awful. I cannot get over how awful of an ending Rachel gave her. Oh yeah, anyway, other things I didn't like about Minty was just how people dogged on her in the comments. Everyone was turning on her, everyone was hating on her. If your boyfriend's openly cheating on you and you go to yoga and everyone's just on the other girl's side, you're gonna feel like crap. She had every right to be upset and mad. But no, Persephone, oh, she helped tell on you for murdering all those mortals. Oh my god, you had every right to run after her and attack her. And then where I fell out of love with the series was during the trial. Because up towards the trial, Persephone is super sweet, she's hardworking, she has goals. And those goals kind of fall to the side the more time she spent with Hades. And it's Hades, do you even really know who she is? And she's not this sweet girl who has this dark side to her and is capable of huge acts of wrath like other gods have had. But no, she's just sweet and so emotional and caring, and it was all just a big accident. What a letdown. And for the first time during the trial, we see Demeter, Hestia, and Hera all in a room together. They are technically 3 goddesses created by Metis, or whatever her name is, however her name is said. But they were originally sisters, so it's all weird. And you think they're going to have this big important talk, right? No, Hestia just starts bleeding, and Demeter is mad that Hera knew that Persephone liked Hades, and it's all a mess. It goes nowhere. What a waste of time. And I can't get over that one chapter where the muse came in and just recapped everything. Thanks, Rachel. We really needed to be reminded about everything we just heard. And to end this whole thing, we have Eris come up. And Eris is one of my favorite goddesses. I think she is so cool, especially when she's used right in a story. And disappointingly, the deep, dark feelings Persephone has been battling with in her mind, her rage, her anger, it's all because she was secretly gifted wrath by Eris when she was a baby. Are you kidding me? Everyone has wrath in them. Artemis and Apollo have done acts of wrath. Yeah, Leto told them to do it, but like, they still did it and got awarded for it. Aphrodite gets really mad when people call someone else more beautiful than her. It's how Eros met Psyche, and it's how Persephone met Hades. Anyway, as Eris reveals this, Apollo comes in and shoots her with an arrow. Then Persephone whacks him in the head with a vase, as she should. 'Cause yeah, Hera and Zeus disowned her and everything, but what the hell? She wasn't even doing anything. She was talking. Sure, she was derailing the trial, but like, it was way off the rails already. She was not doing any more harm. She escapes, and Persephone is punished by going to the mortal realm and doing her job plus Demeter's job, and she is not allowed on Olympus or the underworld, and she cannot see her mother. Olympus altogether is cut off from the mortal world, and the underworld cuts off from Olympus in the mortal world. And worst of all, Demeter gets punished to also be in the mortal realm, but she is now a mortal, because we're just playing by Wizards of Waverly Place rules. Zeus is just allowed to take away other gods' powers. Oh yeah, I also forgot. Apollo revealed to everybody that Zeus is actually his father. Yeah, Apollo, who looks just like Zeus with shorter hair, is his son. Oh my god, hold your shock. There's also this whole other thing in the trial where Persephone and Hades just go off to the mortal realm for like a day. I can't think of anything interesting happening during that time other than Helios telling her that her homemade birthday cards are nothing to get excited about, and that Minty did it better. So, start of season 3, and it is now 10 years in the future, so she's not 19 anymore, guys. She's 29, and it's totally not as creepy that she wants to be with a 2,000-year-old man. It's seriously the equivalent if your, like, mom's 50-year-old classmate came as you were getting ready to go to college and you started dating him, and then your mom's the bad guy because she was not okay with that. So anyway, 10 years later, and Persephone, the ever-loving daughter, the person who cares about everyone else, she now has green hands because, you know, hard work. 10 years later, and Persephone will not shut up about how desperately she wants to see Hades and be intimate with him. Of course, Zeus is just like, nah, your work sucks. We're not letting you back on Olympus or the underworld. And you have creepy caterpillar eyebrows. Artemis is also in the mortal realm. She wanted to be with Persephone. All she really does is tell her a story, and Persephone just goes to the underworld to see Hades. But to her surprise, everyone is asleep and Kronos has returned. Zeus gets stabbed, Athena and Ares try to help, and Persephone turns giant and attacks with bees and wins. Rachel is not good at action scenes. And if you're not good at action scenes, you're not good at action scenes. But you know, you could have not done the action scenes. And what does she do now that she's queen of the underworld because she ate a pomegranate and beat Kronos? She goes to Olympus and just hangs around and flirt with Hades. And meanwhile, your mother, who got the worst punishment of all, has been forgotten by literally everybody. And when Persephone goes to see her to discuss about what they're going to do for spring, Demeter starts saying that she made a lot of mistakes while she was gone for 10 years and tries to give her a new dress to wear. But you know, Hades isn't having any of that. And in this feminist retelling, he's going to propose to her in front of everybody and take her away, because the only way to get out of an abusive parental relationship is to marry a man. A much older, wealthy man. Oh god, that's the wedding. And once we get to the wedding, Persephone doesn't even pick her own dress. Hera picks some Power Girl boob window dress for her. And after this wedding, she just turns into a real just boss bitch. I'm gonna mess with everybody and start hating nymphs except all the ones that kiss my ass. And I hear you. If you don't like the comic, then just stop reading it. No. That's not how it works. After, 200 chapters, I kind of have to see how it's going to end. I need to see if it redeems itself in any way. The loose storyline could have been so much, more interesting. Maybe Kronos hit on her or something, but yeah, they don't do anything with that. And even though they just beat Kronos, shenanigans happen and they have to beat him again. And it's a lot of nonsense, a lot of deep dream diving to find him and all the time warp nonsense and him having Ray held a hostage. It's total nonsense. It's a lot of waste time. That's all it is. I don't want to be too harsh. I just think Rachel lost focus and wanted to start writing all these things. Maybe she couldn't find a good conclusion to those things and decided to switch gears or something. I don't know. Maybe she was going through stuff and just didn't have time. It doesn't matter right now. It's over. All I know is that I didn't like it. When Persephone goes up and tries to do her little ceremony for spring and all that, because of the deal she made with Erebos or whatever the god's name was, she actually has changed powers now and she makes it winter. And it's so frustrating that winter was caused by Demeter's heartbreak over losing her daughter and having her taken away from her. So she causes winter on Earth and no one can stop it, no matter how much they beg her to change it back, until Persephone comes back up to the moral realm. But Rachel decides Persephone needs to be the one that causes winter. Just 'cause. And I don't care what anyone says, she definitely killed all the nymphs when she caused winter. Oh, did the mortals pull the flowers and kill some of your friends? You killed all your friends, Persephone. And while all these shenanigans are happening, Apollo, unopposed, just takes over Olympus after poisoning Zeus and blaming it on Hebe. Because Hebe's like the cupbearer and she's the one who serves drinks and stuff. What a lame purpose. Anyway, yeah, he just talks shit to Hera, and suddenly nobody else wants to oppose him, even though Zeus and Hera have tons of kids, and even Zeus's brothers, they don't stop him. And then Apollo calls Persephone to a meeting in Olympus to show that their combined powers can bring back spring and save all the mortals. And Persephone doesn't have to go. She's queen of the underworld. She has her own stuff to deal with. But she goes anyway. Why do we need her to go there? Why does Apollo need to be drunk with power? Why was he running for president? But yeah, all the gods gather around. They don't do anything. Shocker, I know. But they're there, so Rachel's like, hey, I didn't forget about them. And you won't believe this, guys, but the way to fix everything was Persephone had to believe in herself. I know, shocking. And the biggest travesty of all is that instead of Demeter being a fertility goddess, it was Hera. Yeah, people were guessing about it, but Demeter just made more sense. I didn't even talk about fertility goddesses. So basically, a fertility goddess is someone who's really connected to the earth and super powerful, but they don't really have access to all their powers, so they need to be in love with a man. Romantic love. It can't be any family love or anything like that. They have to be in love with a man, and they are the man's battery. It does change at the very end where Hades truly loves Persephone, and he's gonna be her battery. I don't know where Rachel was going with the fertility goddesses thing, but not a fan of it. I don't know what kind of plot line. I mean, they're gods. Aren't they all supposed to be powerful? Sharing power is sure, cool, but what's the point of making fertility goddesses that are extra powerful, but their power can't be accessed by themselves? That doesn't make sense. Regardless, Hera finds out she's a fertility goddess. Even though she doesn't have a connection to the earth, she's made out of stars, and apparently sweet earth. I thought it was Demeter, but she grows giant and fights Kronos. But she doesn't fight Kronos. She squares up and they don't do anything, and Hades beats Kronos by forgiving him. And God, I hate that panel of I forgive you. But it is what it is. And as dumb as it is, I enjoyed when Persephone and Hera power together and bring back all the other fertility goddesses. It was stupid, sure, but you know what? It's the ending. Let's just go all out, you know? Who cares? Caution to the wind. Although Gaia's was the worst outfit out of all of them, let's be real. And I'm pretty sure Midas hated Demeter too. I got that vibe. Demeter has a hard life. It is not easy being the oldest sister. Goddamn. She tries and does everything she can and no one cares. When she was busy trying to save all the mortals, everyone else was just having meetings and watching Netflix. I also don't like Apollo's punishment in the end. I'm not gonna, I guess, spoil what happens in the last chapter, but before the last chapter, Persephone hits him with a true love arrow, and he exposes what he did to her 10 years ago. And I kind of hate that, you know? Why couldn't Persephone tell people what happened to her? Why did she have him expose himself? Like, is it because like he said no one would believe her, and it's like, okay, well now they'll believe you? I don't get it. It was very frustrating. Also, true love wouldn't make you like just say that to everybody. Like, anyway, I've gone on long enough for now. There's more I could say, like how I hate Persephone's wrath eyes that just would not go away. But Persephone as a character, I liked her. There were things about her I could relate to. I liked how she was quirky and nice and had a dark side to her. I found her very relatable. I liked how hardworking she was, how she would mess up trying to do her own thing, but she was trying. And just the more time she spends with Hades, it just becomes all about Hades and romance. And I get it, it's a romance comic. But I want more of her being her own person and making her own decisions and not having all her problems solved because a guy literally came to take her away. Last few chapters, Hades came to be her battery. And meanwhile, while Hades is being her battery, Helios is fighting, what's his name, the sky god. I know, it doesn't look like a fight, but it is. A lot of gods are there too, but you know, they're just standing on the sideline, even though a bunch of them have fought in previous wars, but whatever. And I guess Gaia really comes in at the end of the day to set things straight, even though this is a mess she caused. But yeah, I just found Persephone to be a really relatable character in the beginning, and towards the end it just forgot about that, and it was more concerned with her in Hades and not seeing her mother's point of view and having her mother just accept everything she wants to do. Why couldn't Persephone make up with Demeter, and then the love between the two of them, she gave the power to Demeter to rise up and, I don't know, fight? Wasn't she the one created to destroy the evil kings? Like, I am glad this series is over. Last thought, Minty's the best. Also, Eris could have been better. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you. Bye.